Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster, and in this video I'm sharing with you the Life Path 4. This is a part of my Life Path series, and included in that is an intro video about understanding the importance of the life path number, the support of the birthday, and a whole heap more of insightful information. Check the link below or above, as it includes how to correctly calculate your life path number. Once you've calculated it, do check your life path number out, but still come on back, and if yours is a 4, let me share. If it's not yours and you've come back, it could be your partners, it could be your children, your siblings, your parents, your work colleagues, or your friends. It's great to know what everybody else is here to learn and how you can support them. So let's get on with this. As a Life Path 4, what are you here for? You are the dedicated worker. If there's one number committed to effort and action and work, it's the 4. This is the number of the builder, the farmer, the person who works the land, the person that makes things work. And sometimes you think it's all about effort, and it's not. You can use your mind, but more importantly, perhaps grab some creativity that you'll need to get from your allies, which I will share later. As I said, it's the number of the worker. You want everything to work, whether it's work as in business work, work as in relationships, work as in a gadget or a product. Perhaps it's broken. Chances are you're probably one of those that will pull it apart and put it back together again because you want it to work. You get a bit wrapped up in the work mindset. If there's any number that forgets it's a human being, it's you. You're more of a human doing, which you're not. You're meant to be a human being. So you need to learn to balance life and work. The 4 is slow and steady, step by step. Think about the fable, the tortoise and the hare, and the conversation that they have, where the hare is so sure of itself that it can win a race, that the tortoise accepts it, and they're at the start line, and the pistol goes, and off goes the hare running like crazy, and it's almost there, but it's feeling a bit tired, didn't need to push itself because the tortoise is way back there, that it decides to go over by the tree and have a snooze. But the 4 energy, the tortoise, remember, slow and steady, step by step, making its way towards the finish line. And this is how you spend a lot of your life. And if you just focus on the finish line and keep on going, you'll make it. And as the tortoise is nearly there, the crowd starts to cheer for the tortoise. It wakes the hare, and the hare's panicking, and oh my gosh, it wants to run and get there, but no, slow and steady. And the tortoise passes the finish line and beats the hare. This is you, slow and steady. You can't learn anything with cutting pieces out. Can't cut corners, it won't work because you will repeat it over and over. If you're learning anything, for example, A, B, C, D, E, don't miss out F and G, M or P. You need it all to understand it. And this is how you become also one of the best teachers, because the 4 is a sponge. They become walking encyclopedias. They collect information and then they can teach others, whether it be the system they learn or one they've made better. It's also the number of the athlete, because it's all about strength and stability and persistence. And if you think about the athlete training over and over and over, this is what they're working up. So the 4, you may find as a 4 energy, you're great at sport in some way, shape or form. The 4 energy is here to be a pillar of the community. So this is what you need to develop, is your understanding of things. Now, what helps you to start developing this is often a 4 will be born into an environment, a community, a family, where there is instability, trauma, abandonment, rejection, drama, and it's all instability. And the four needs to work through this instability to create stability. And it's by understanding the instability that they can make things stable. Think about the three little pigs, where they first build a house of straw and the wolf blows it down. Then they build it of wood. See, they're learning. It was unstable. Then they build it of wood and the wolf blows it down, but it took more effort. Finally, they build it of brick and it stays, because they repeat the process over and over until they get it. So you're here to develop stability, security, structure. You're very practical. You use your mind, you use your hands, you use your physical body to make things happen. The four doesn't enjoy chaos. And if it finds its place messy, it cannot think or focus. It needs to make it clear and orderly. So you're great organisers. So you're great at organising events or putting home or things in order. Practical, you're a planner. Schedules, you've probably got schedules for everything, and to-do lists. You're very to-do list. You may benefit from a vision board, because instead of having a long list of things to do, you can have it on a vision board and it will be all there for you. But that needs a bit of creative energy. You're very methodical, I said this, practical processes, and knowledgeable. Because of these things that possibly happened in your youth, you may be emotionally closed. And what you need to develop is to become emotionally open. The four is looking to protect, and it gets itself boxed in. When we think about the geometry, the shape with the four sides, it's a square, it's a box, and we box ourselves in, which is great, and it creates some form of security, but it doesn't let other things in. So you will have to develop a way, after you've built yourself your protection and your security, to gently, step by step, push the boundaries, push the sides of the box out. And that's the same with your emotions. You need to become more emotionally open and let other people in to help, because if you don't, you're going to burn yourself out. I've already said it's all about work and effort, but the four will keep on working and using all its effort, and eventually it might feel despondent or even become lazy, because other people take advantage, because they see the speed and effort that the four is working at, and they don't join in and help it happen. So you need to create, you need to become committed, but I'm going to flip that in a minute. Open up emotionally. You need to persist through adversity. So like I say, it's all these challenges that you've gone through that you need to persist through it until you can find the freedom and the solution from it. In order to do this, it's good to ground yourself. Now, I would say to most numbers, meditation, ground yourself. But the 4 being practical is probably one of the last numbers that looks to meditation. But I've told you you're a worker and you love to work the land. A good way for the 4 to ground themselves is out working with the land, to touch the plants, to connect with Mother Earth. And that will allow you to ground. Everything about the 4 is a gradual process. One of the things else that you've got to learn is to turn your limitations into your strengths. So whatever's challenging you, you need to flip it and turn it around. If there seems to be something making a ceiling or a limit and you can't get through it, is start to look. If that is the limitation, how can it become your strength? For example, some mothers say that they can't go to work or create a business because they've got children. But what if they could create a business that works around either the children's school hours or around children, that the children become part of it? Other ways could be, if you have a health issue and it's holding you back, is to really get in. Remember, you're a knowledge, you're an encyclopedia. Really get into the ill health and find ways. Oh, I'm being chased by a bee. Find ways to use that challenge to improve your world, improve your understanding, improve your connections. So you need to develop your limitations. Also, look at your goals. You're very focused on the goals and often on the means goals, but and while you're not a dreamer, you want to focus on the big end goal and use your means goals to get there. The challenge the 4 has is they're a bit of a workaholic and they don't know when to stop. As I said, in anything, whether it be to work on their relationships or on a project, as they keep working. There's such a thing as Parkinson's law. And Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill the time available. Now, the 4 is so focused on getting it finished, but not understanding the time. And what the 4 needs to do is maybe set some boundaries. So this is where I've said push your boundaries, but now you need to set some boundaries and say, I'm going to complete this, or the result at this stage is where it finishes. If I've put all my effort in to this stage and the relationship's not working, then perhaps it's time to let go of the relationship. If I've put everything in at this stage and it's not working, perhaps I need to get more help, more support. The 4 is a team player and it does need a team around them. However, it still likes to be in charge of its own domain. So create a power team that each does their own thing, that's bringing the whole thing together. The 4 is a great team leader. I've said it's the pillar of the community. They are great parents. They create good, strong, solid structure and stability for the home, and they understand how things work, and they do give their children space to learn and grow. What do you need to release? Well, you need to release the trauma and what's causing you to close down with others and open it up. You need to release your boundaries, understand them, and then gently, slowly push them out. You need to release getting rich quick scheme. It doesn't work, but you can build it steady, steady, steady. Let go of rigidity. The 4 can attract skeletal problems or muscular problems because they become too rigid, and the joints and arthritis can set in, back pain, etc. So let go of control. It can be quite controlling. Let go of control and allow others to learn what their limitations are. Stop protecting them or stop doing it for them. Let them learn their limitations and overcome them. The 4 get stuck in systems and rules. And there's a word I've discovered that's quite a really good word. And it was in a video from Vishen Lakiani, if I've said his name right. And he talks about the word rules. And it's rules with a B in front. And what he's saying is, are these rules, is there a reason for these rules, or are they, excuse me for saying this, bullshit rules? Got that? Rules. And that is things that have either been handed down or you've programmed your own mind to understand, and they are limiting you. So stand back and look at these rules and see if they're worth staying confined and restricted by them. Once you understand that and you realise that this brawl is not helping you and you let it go, you will start to become more flexible and less rigid in what you're doing. Because you overgive or overwork and you can burn yourself out, you may find yourself not wanting to do anything and what's the point, nobody else is doing it, and that can cause you some other problems. So you've got to learn to balance life and work, and this is where your allies come in. So who are you looking for? Who do you need to find? You need to find somebody with strong 3s and 5s. When I say somebody with strong 3s and 5, this is either a life path that's worked it all out on the 3 and 5, but if you're younger than that and they're not that old, or you want some more experience, the expression number of somebody with 3 and 5, the heart's desire, and the personality. Now, with the personality, we can see the 3 and 5 and learn from that. So if you think about who's doing these things that I'm going to share in a minute, start to look at them and observe what it is they're doing. So what does the 3 and 5 offer this 4? The 4 is very rigid and structured, and the 3 and the 5 are the opposite. They're very flexible, adaptable, social, creative. They're in the now, not in their head in the future or dealing with the past. They're looking for fun and leisure and pleasure. And like the 5, you need to learn to embrace change. The 4 struggles with this. So you want to mix with this energy so you can bring it in. So if we bring some creativity into the structured 4, and we think about the structure of building a house, when we add the creativity to that, we get the architect. Now I look at my house here, I've got this structured building there, but this garden, which you can't see at the moment, where all these plants are, it's actually a curved wall. And while it's curved and not as the structure or the solid flow or the box, is still made of brick and cement. So the structure is there, and I love it. I've actually got a strong 4 energy in me, but I don't know if you can see. Can you see it's rounded there? So it's about bringing the creativity in and becoming more adaptable in what you're doing. When you can put more fun, leisure and pleasure in your life, you'll have respites and perhaps find a quicker way to make the work. The 5 is not committed, and the 4 is. Look at where you commit yourself. I've mentioned Parkinson's law. That's when you push the boundaries. When you're looking to create something, then maybe you need the boundaries. But when you think outside the box, when you take some time out, when you ground yourself, meditation or plants, then you will start to find better solutions for you to have what doesn't then seem to be a dull and boring structured life. I think all the numbers are amazing, and from somebody with a strong 4, I totally get this. I hope I've made it clear for you. If you've liked this, give me a thumbs up. Press the like or the heart button. Do leave some comments if I've missed something out, or there's something you're challenged with this life path 4, or you want to find out what other numbers work well with whatever numbers, then put comments below. If I haven't done your video, or you want to stay tuned for your partner's video, press that bell for notifications and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and until then, remember, it's your life, LYFE. Love yourself first every day. And for the 4, we are human beings, not human doings. So let go of some of that pressure that you put on yourself. You too can have the fun of the 3 and the 5. Thanks for watching.